So today we're going to be testing and reviewing the brand new Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. Now, I can't wait to test this out on my mature skin because it's loaded with skin-loving ingredients like hyaluronic acid for plumping up your skin, salicylic acid, as well as vitamin C to brighten up your complexion. So what better way than to test it out on my mature skin? So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Welcome to Cat's Eye Beauty. And if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm over 50 years old and I love testing out makeup and skincare products, everything from drugstore to high-end and everything in between. And today, I can't wait to test out this brand new serum foundation with an SPF of 25 from Clinique. Now, Clinique gives me such nostalgic memories of my mom using a bunch of Clinique makeup. And when I was younger, I used to steal all the samples that she would get, you know, the gift with purchase. And I would take the eyeshadows, or I would take the blush, or sometimes even the cleansers. So I couldn't wait to test this out, the serum foundation for us. Now, my skin is normal to dry. I do have hyperpigmentation, and I couldn't wait to test out this highly dimethicone foundation. Now, it promises a medium to full coverage, an SPF of 25, and also skin-loving ingredients like hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and salicylic acid. It also contains an ingredient to target your dark spots on your complexion and make them lighter. And since I have a lot of dark spots on my skin, I couldn't wait to see how this would perform on my 53-year-old skin. So let's get into it. What are the specs on this new serum foundation? It comes in 42 shades and it retails for $42 and you get 1 fluid ounce. 42 shades sounds like a lot, but it is seriously lacking in the deeper skin tones. So I was kind of disappointed in that. The bottle component is glass. And what's interesting about this component is that once you're done with the foundation, you can remove the plastic components and recycle it. The shade that I picked up was WN16, which is buff, very fair with warm, neutral undertones. Now, the first ingredient in this serum foundation is dimethicone, which is a silicone. I'm not gonna lie, I've been testing this foundation now all week, and I wanted to play with it so I could see what the best results were for my mature skin. I went ahead and primed my skin. On the right side of my face, I used my favorite silicone-based primer, which is the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. This is very slippery, it's very pore-filling, and I just used it on the right side of my face. Now, just for fun, I went ahead and primed the left side of my face with Essence Prime Studio Hydrating and Skin Refreshing Primer. This just recently released, and since it's cold outside and it's wintertime, I like a more hydrating primer, so I went ahead and did the left side of my face with this hydrating primer. The rule of thumb is if you're using a silicone-based foundation, you want to use a silicone-based primer, because if you use a water-based primer with a silicone-based foundation, that can cause breakup of the foundation. It can also lead to cracking, cakiness, and streakiness. So I'm going to be a mad scientist today, and I just wanted to see how these different primers would react to the serum foundation. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and shake up the foundation, and it's kind of liquidy. And there are different ways you can apply it. You can use your fingertips, you can use a brush and a sponge. Today, we are gonna go ahead and use our fingertips, and if we get in trouble with streakiness, I'll go ahead and use my dampened beauty sponge. And as you can see, it comes in a pump. Now, it is boasting medium to full coverage, and I ain't gonna lie. This is very full coverage, and it promises to deliver a satin finish. So let's go ahead and pump some on the back of my hand and see what the consistency is like. WN16, buff, I'm buff. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit on my finger, and I'm gonna apply it to the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer side, and you're gonna see how much coverage this offers, right onto my porous areas. Look at that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it. Look at that coverage. It is insane. Now, it does not smell, no parabens, no phthalates, no fragrance, so yay. But look how beautifully it's applying. Very, I would say definitely medium to full coverage, and I did not put that much on. And it's so smoothing, it's beautiful. You can still see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation peeking through, but not a whole lot. Wow. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on my chin. Now I'm gonna go in on this side, which I use the hydrating primer from Essence, and we'll see how that performs. Beautiful coverage, and I think the shade is quite lovely. See how it's streaky on my skin? Oh my gosh, and this was the water-based primer. So there could be, it's true, it does break up. Okay, super duper streaky. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my dampened beauty sponge and tap it out. But you can see almost every single pore, and this is the water-based primer that I used, and this is the silicone side. So different. Wow, that is really some good coverage. And would I say it's a satin finish? It doesn't feel super dewy. It just feels... Now for concealer, I'm gonna go in with Rare Beauty's Serum Concealer. Very hydrating and very full coverage. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a tiny bit with my fingertips. I'm not even gonna use the doe foot, and just tap it into my most problematic areas where I get dark under my eyes, and just tap it in. And part of my fingernails, or the lack thereof, I had tried out some long fingernails last week, and they just popped off like popcorn. Like, it was kind of comical for short fingernails, but it was fun to play around with that. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Brightening for sure. Maybe a little bit too much. These are such full coverage products. You definitely don't want to overdo it. Foundation and concealer is on. The right side definitely looks a lot smoother compared to the left side. Not bad. Not bad at all. But we are gonna go ahead and bronze up with the Clinique Glow To Go. Now this retails for $120, and I picked it up at Ulta. It was on sale for $17, but I couldn't pass up a great deal. It contains a mattifying powder, a shimmer and glow, a blush, as well as a bronzer. Look how big the pans are. For $17, I could not pass that up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and contour with this Get Bronzed. And look at the big mirror you get. Super nice. But let's go ahead and bronze up. And today I figured I would just do a super monochromatic, simple look. This is not bad. Okay, nice. Bronzer's on, looks pretty good. So for blush, I'm just gonna go in with, I did a short on this, and this is the Tinted Love from Charlotte Tilbury. Did not like it whatsoever, but it was super expensive, and I figured might as well use it. But it is a liquid cream blush, and it kind of looks like lip gloss. I think I'm in the shade Bohemian Kiss. It comes out in a doe foot, but I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. You would think that would be a lot of pigment, but surprisingly enough, it's super easy to shear out. So I'm gonna take a little bit on my fingertips. Very subtle. And that was the Tinted Love liquid blush from Charlotte Tilbury. Blush and contour on. I just went ahead and prepped my eyes with the GERARD Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Primer. You know that's been one of my favorite primers in the last recent months. The Clean Canvas Primer is such a beautiful formula. It's hydrating but not sticky. It doesn't crease my eyeshadow, and it also beautifully covers up my discoloration on my eyes. But I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, her new Stay Vulnerable Liquid Eyeshadow. Now this retails for $20, and it comes in 5 shades, and I got the shade Nearly Neutral. It is a warm natural beige, and I find that doing a one and done eyeshadow look is so beautiful and so simple. And as you can see, it comes out in a doe foot. And basically what you do is I just go ahead and dab a little bit on right on my lid, and it turns to a powder. And I love taking my fingertips and just tapping it in. And I feel that it gives such a beautiful flush of color. It's stunning. Look at that. And then I take a brush, not a very clean brush at that, and I just like to go ahead and blend it out. Oh, it's beautiful. And basically you're done. It's such a gorgeous shade. It's, oh, beautiful. Now you can amp up the color and add a little bit more, but I feel that is just perfect. Okay, now to brighten up the inner corner. You know I love the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette from M Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna go in with this champagne color here on a Sigma brush, and I'm just gonna pop it into the inner corner of my eye, just to brighten up that area. And take whatever's left and put it right under my eyebrow, like that. That's it for eyeshadow. Eyes are done. Now I just went in with my kohl eyeliner from GOSS in Opal Essence and tightlined under my waterline, as well as smudge out on the outer corner of my eye. I then took, of course, a tiny MAC brush, smudged it out for a tiny wing, and then applied mascara. Now for mascara, I went in with the Clinique High Impact Mascara. It came with the Glow to Go kit, and I thought, what a great deal. Test out their mascara, because it's been a long time since I've tried their mascara, and I found that it really built up my skimpy little eyelashes without too much clumping. But it's a nice wet formula. I liked the wand, but yeah, not bad. Now for under my eyes, I'm going to test out their mattifying powder on a flat brush and just set under eye area and see how that looks. Okay. And right through my T-zone. Now for highlight, I'm just going to try out the Shimmer and Glow from the Glow to Go palette, and just tap it right on the high points of my cheeks, just a little bit. It's very subtle, and through here. Sometimes I find using a really shimmery highlighter can tend to accentuate the texture of my skin, so I like to go in very subtle, just for that little hint of glow. But this is beautiful. But I also did pick up the NYX Shine Loud Pro Pigment Lip Shine in Overnight Hero. It is a cool tone mauve, and I love this shade. I can't wait to test it out. But so what's super cool about the Shine Loud Pro Pigment, of course, you go in with the initial pigment, you let it dry down for 90 seconds, and then you apply the gloss for such a beautiful shine. But let's go in with Overnight Hero. Now that the pigment has dried down, it takes about 90 seconds. Let's go in with a clear gloss. This is such a cool tone shade. It is giving me grunge vibes. I absolutely love it. Woo! Okay, here we are with the final look. Now, as you can see, when you use a cool tone lip color, it's gonna change the entire look of your face, but I'm absolutely loving it. It kind of brings me back to the 90s, and I'm especially loving this monochromatic look. Super easy to put on. That Rare Beauty liquid eyeshadow is so easy to work with and so easily blendable. I did not put anything on my lower lash line, no eyeshadow, no eyeliner. I just wanted the focus to go up. Now let's take a look at my complexion. When you put silicone on top of silicone, it's going to create that flawless smooth canvas, and I wish you could feel this, but it is so smoothing and so pretty. Now this is the side where I use the water-based primer, and it looks just as good, but will it break up my foundation like it's supposed to? So we're gonna go in Natural Daylight and see exactly what we're dealing with. Okay. Here we are in Natural Daylight. It's a super cloudy, gloomy day here in Tennessee, but I wanted you to see what we were dealing with in Natural Daylight. Look how smooth this is. And then this side is not bad, but it's not as good as this side. So primer is everything, especially when you're using it with a foundation. Silicone with silicone, water base with water base. But yeah, I love how this looks. And we are back. It is the end of the day. It's been almost 8 hours since I first applied the Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation from Clinique. And I have to tell you, oh my gosh, it has clung to every single dry bit of skin around my nose. Now remember, this is the side that I use the silicone-based primer. So we have silicone on top of silicone, and it does provide that smooth, beautiful finish. But if your skin is just slightly dry, this is going to accentuate your dry spots. Now, normally I have normal to dry skin, but particularly in the winter time, my skin gets super dry. That's why I tend to lean towards more hydrating primer. This is the hydrating primer side, and it still looks the same, but as you can see, if you look super close, it is breaking up around my mouth area and through here, and it doesn't feel that hydrating. And this is a foundation, a serum foundation no less, that contains hyaluronic acid that's supposed to plump moisture into your complexion. Now, is it brightening? Sure, it is very medium to full coverage, and you can build it up to be super full coverage. And it claims to have a satin finish. To me, it looks more matte to me. There is no glow. And I even went on the Clinique website, and a lot of people had said it was super drying. I would be very interested to see someone with oily skin test out this foundation, because I want to know how it works for them. Initially, it looks beautiful on application, but during the course of the day, I could see it settling into my fine lines, breaking up through areas through here, and clinging to all of my dry spots. So this is a beautiful foundation if you're looking for medium to full coverage and if you have an oily complexion. But for us, normal to dry skin, you may want to steer clear. I don't know how you make it more dewy, but I find that it did not work out for my complexion. But if it's going to break up over the course of the day and cling to dry spots, that's a big no in my book. Now remember, it does retail for $42, and you get 1 fluid ounce, and it comes in 42 shades. And like I said earlier, the shade range is severely lacking, particularly in the deeper dark skin tones. So, and quite frankly, my skin feels dry. It feels even drier, which sucks. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Clinique's Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. I mean, I am so bummed because with all the skin-loving ingredients like an SPF of 25, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C, I thought it would be ideal for my mature skin. If you have normal to dry skin, you definitely won't like this foundation. It seems to have dried out my skin even more. I definitely want to see it on someone who has oily skin. And if you are going to use it, make sure you use it with a silicone-based primer. Because remember, the first ingredient of the serum foundation is dimethicone. But in my next upcoming video, I'm going to be testing out a new BB oil and also a new primer. You guys, I am on the hunt for a great foundation, what works for our mature skin. And if this type of content interests you, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you would be a part of my family and join me on that journey. But for more reviews on foundation, check out the playlist down here. And for more reviews on skincare, check out my playlist up here. But for now, mahalo kita, I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Oral surgery? What's that? What? My battery's already dying? You gotta be kidding me.